Groovy English Podcast.
Hey there! Welcome back to Groovy English. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Aiden. We share real stories, useful tips, and everyday English to help you grow with confidence.
Wherever you are in your English learning journey, we're glad you're here.
If you're enjoying the podcast, feel free to like, subscribe, or share it with a friend. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. Today, I want to talk about something that might sound simple, but is actually quite powerful: learning from ordinary moments. Those everyday little experiences that might seem small or unimportant at first, but actually carry so much meaning and so many lessons if we just stop to notice. Sometimes, when we think about learning, especially when it comes to English or any new skill, we imagine big moments, like passing an exam, having a perfect conversation, or giving a speech. But what if I told you that some of the best learning happens quietly, in moments that most people overlook? Moments like waiting in line at the grocery store, chatting with a stranger on a bus, or even just listening to the sounds of a busy street. Today, I want to share my own journey of how ordinary moments taught me so much, not only about English, but also about life, confidence, and connection. I hope this story encourages you to see your own daily moments differently, and find ways to learn and grow even when things seem routine. When I first started learning English, I was very focused on studying from books, memorizing vocabulary, and trying to get grammar perfect. I thought that was the only way to learn: hard work, discipline, and study. And yes, those things are important. But what really helped me grow was learning from my daily, ordinary experiences. I remember one afternoon, I was waiting in a coffee shop line. The place was busy, and I was practicing my English silently in my head. I tried to guess how to order my drink, rehearsing the words again and again. Then, when it was my turn, the barista smiled and asked me, "What would you like today?" My heart started pounding. It was just a simple question, but I felt nervous. Instead of freezing or getting stuck on the perfect way to answer, I just spoke. "I'd like a latte, please." The barista nodded and said, "Sure, coming right up." That short moment, just ordering coffee, was actually a big step for me. It taught me that everyday moments like this are real opportunities to practice, to learn, and to build confidence. And the next time I went to that coffee shop, I was less nervous. I began to notice how people use small talk, the way the barista asked, "How's your day going?" or "Any plans for the weekend?" And I realized these ordinary conversations are like little building blocks. Each one helps you connect, practice, and get better. Another ordinary moment that taught me a lot was walking in the park one evening. I overheard a group of friends talking in English. I didn't join them, I was too shy, but I listened. I noticed their expressions, their tone, and how they laughed at certain words. That simple act of listening became a powerful learning experience. It showed me that language isn't just words on a page, it's alive, it's emotional, it's part of human connection. What's amazing is that these ordinary moments happen everywhere: on the bus, at the market, in your classroom, or even at home with your family. If you pay attention, you'll find that each moment offers you something to learn. Maybe it's a new phrase, a cultural insight, or a way to express yourself better. I started to carry a small notebook with me just to jot down these moments: new words I heard in a conversation, a phrase that made me smile, or even just a feeling I had when I tried something new. Over time, this notebook became a treasure chest of ordinary moments turned into extraordinary learning. One day, I made a decision to slow down and be more present. Instead of rushing through the day, I paused. I noticed how a simple hello from a neighbor could brighten my mood. How a quick chat with a cashier made me feel more connected. How listening carefully to a song in English made me understand new words without even trying too hard. These simple, everyday experiences made me realize that learning isn't just about textbooks or apps. It's about living. It's about noticing. It's about being open to learning in moments you might usually miss. Of course, not every ordinary moment is easy or comfortable. Sometimes, I felt embarrassed when I made mistakes speaking English in public. But even those moments taught me something, that mistakes are okay, that people are kind, and that every mistake is just another ordinary moment you can learn from. Another lesson I learned from ordinary moments is patience. Learning a language or anything new takes time. It's not a race. It's a collection of small steps, small moments strung together day after day. So when you're feeling frustrated or stuck, remember that growth is happening, even if it's invisible to you right now. I also realized that ordinary moments help me build my confidence bit by bit. When I spoke to a stranger, even just to ask for directions, I was stepping outside my comfort zone. When I tried to explain myself, even if the words didn't come out perfectly, I was growing stronger. One of the most beautiful things about learning from ordinary moments is that it teaches us to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. Instead of chasing big goals or waiting for perfect opportunities, we learn to find joy and meaning in everyday experiences. And that makes the learning process more fun, more human, and more sustainable. Over time, these ordinary moments add up. They become the foundation of your skills, your confidence, and your understanding. They remind you that learning is not about being perfect or flawless, it's about showing up again and again, ready to try, ready to connect. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by learning, or if you think you're not making progress, I encourage you to slow down and notice the ordinary moments around you. Those moments hold magic. They hold lessons. And they hold your future. Sometimes, I reflect on how these small moments changed my life. How a simple chat while waiting for a bus turned into a friendship. How a brief compliment from a stranger gave me confidence. How overhearing a conversation helped me understand a new expression. These are not big events, but they shaped me in ways I never expected. I've also learned that ordinary moments teach us about kindness and empathy. When you listen carefully to someone's story, even a short one, you connect with their humanity. And when you share your own thoughts, you invite others into your world. This exchange, built from ordinary moments, is what makes learning meaningful. Another surprising thing I found is that learning from ordinary moments can help you in unexpected areas, like problem solving, creativity, or managing stress. When you pay attention to your surroundings and the people around you, you become more adaptable, more curious, and more open. These moments also remind me to celebrate progress, not just results. Maybe you didn't get that perfect sentence right today, but you listened carefully, tried speaking, or noticed a new word. That's progress, and it all comes from embracing ordinary moments. One thing I noticed as I paid more attention to ordinary moments is how they help me build awareness. When I'm caught up in textbooks or apps, it's easy to forget that language lives in real life, in the way people speak, the way they laugh, the way they hesitate or change their tone. Ordinary moments bring that language to life, and suddenly, learning feels more natural and connected. I also realized that these moments don't just improve your language skills, they improve your confidence in unexpected ways. When you practice English in small moments, like asking for directions or ordering food, you prove to yourself that you can handle real-life situations. That feeling of, "I can do this," grows stronger every day. Learning from ordinary moments also helped me understand cultural differences better. Language isn't just words, it's a culture, a way of thinking. Listening to how people greet each other, joke, or express feelings taught me so much about respect, humor, and connection in different cultures. These lessons wouldn't have come from a textbook. Sometimes, ordinary moments teach you humility. There were times when I misunderstood a word or a phrase and laughed awkwardly. At first, I felt embarrassed. But over time, I realized that making mistakes in these everyday moments is part of being human. It's what connects us all. Another powerful lesson I learned is patience, not just with language learning, but with life. Ordinary moments teach you that progress doesn't happen overnight. It's slow and steady. Sometimes it feels invisible. But if you keep showing up, you'll see change, even if it's just a little bit each day. These moments also taught me to appreciate the power of listening. Listening carefully, not just to words but to emotions and intentions, opened new doors. I started to understand not just what people were saying, but how they felt. That made my conversations richer and deeper. I found that learning from ordinary moments gave me freedom to speak without fear of making mistakes, freedom to try new words or expressions, freedom to connect with others even if my English wasn't perfect. That freedom changed my relationship with the language. And it's amazing how ordinary moments build habits. Small, simple actions, like greeting a neighbor or asking for help, became daily practices that strengthened my English. These little habits created a foundation for bigger achievements down the line. Ordinary moments also remind me to celebrate small wins. When I could finally order food confidently, or ask a stranger a question, those wins felt huge. And they kept me motivated, even when progress seemed slow in other areas. I also learned to be present in the moment. Sometimes, we get so focused on learning or improving that we forget to enjoy the experience. But ordinary moments teach us to slow down, to notice, and to be grateful for where we are right now. These moments are also about connection. When you engage in small talks or listen carefully, you're not just practicing language, you're building relationships. Those connections make learning more meaningful and fun. Learning from ordinary moments helped me become more curious. I started asking more questions, not just about words, but about people's lives, cultures, and ideas. That curiosity fueled my learning and opened my mind. I also realized that ordinary moments teach resilience. When conversations don't go as planned or when I get stuck, I learn to bounce back. Those small challenges prepared me for bigger ones and made me stronger. The beauty of ordinary moments is that they're everywhere. You don't need to travel far or spend money. You just need to open your eyes, your ears, and your heart. That accessibility makes learning possible for everyone. These moments taught me to trust myself more. When I tried speaking or listening without fear, I discovered I was more capable than I thought. Trusting yourself is a powerful step in any learning journey. Another lesson was to embrace imperfection. Ordinary moments aren't perfect. People interrupt, you forget words, or you misunderstand. But that imperfection is where real learning happens. It's honest and human. I also learned that ordinary moments are a source of joy. Sometimes, the funniest or most memorable learning moments happened when I least expected, like laughing at a funny mistake or sharing a joke with a stranger. These joyful moments made learning enjoyable. These small moments also taught me to slow down my speech and think more clearly. When talking in real life, it's not about speed but clarity and connection. That changed how I approach conversations. Ordinary moments showed me that language is more than just grammar and vocabulary. It's a way to share stories, express emotions, and understand the world around me. What surprised me most about learning from ordinary moments is how often I found hidden lessons in the smallest interactions. For example, a simple, "How are you?" could lead to a 5-minute conversation, where I learned new expressions, slang, or even cultural customs that textbooks never mentioned. It made me realize that language lives in context. I remember once waiting in line at a coffee shop and striking up a conversation with the barista. I wasn't prepared to talk, but the moment just happened. We chatted about their favorite coffee blends, and I learned how to describe flavors and preferences. That tiny conversation boosted my confidence more than hours of study. These small, spontaneous conversations taught me flexibility. In real life, people don't always speak clearly or follow perfect grammar rules. Learning to understand and respond in these unpredictable moments helped me adapt and think on my feet. Another thing I noticed is that ordinary moments helped me expand my vocabulary naturally. When I heard new words in context, I could remember them better because they were tied to real experiences and emotions, not just isolated definitions. I also learned to pay attention to body language and facial expressions during these moments. Sometimes what people say isn't as important as how they say it. Understanding these nonverbal cues enriched my comprehension and made my responses more empathetic. Listening to everyday conversations around me, at the market, on the bus, in a cafe, became a kind of informal classroom. I started recognizing common phrases, idioms, and expressions that made my own English sound more natural and less textbook-like. One memorable moment was when I overheard two friends joking in English. Their playful tone and laughter helped me grasp the rhythm and musicality of the language. It made me want to bring more playfulness into my own speaking. Learning from ordinary moments also taught me patience with myself. Real conversations are messy. People interrupt, change topics suddenly, or speak fast. Accepting this messiness helped me stay calm and enjoy the process instead of feeling frustrated. I discovered that ordinary moments are a great way to practice pronunciation without pressure. Talking to a cashier or a neighbor didn't feel like a test. It was relaxed and low stakes, which made me more willing to try new sounds and intonations. Another lesson was the importance of curiosity. When I showed genuine interest in the people around me, asking questions about their day or opinions, conversations flowed naturally. That curiosity opened doors to more learning. Sometimes, ordinary moments helped me notice patterns in English usage. Hearing how people form questions, use phrasal verbs, or emphasize certain words gave me clues on how to improve my own sentences. I also realized that these moments built a bridge between my language learning and my life. Instead of feeling like English was separate or just for studying, I started to see it as a tool for connecting with the world. The more I engaged with everyday English, the more I felt included. I stopped feeling like an outsider looking in. I was part of the conversation, sharing ideas and stories, however simple they might be. I began to appreciate the beauty of mistakes during ordinary moments. When I stumbled over words or used wrong grammar, people often smiled kindly or gently corrected me. Those moments became learning opportunities rather than failures. Ordinary moments taught me to listen actively. Instead of waiting for my turn to speak, I learned to focus fully on the speaker. This practice improved my comprehension and made conversations more meaningful. I noticed that language learning through ordinary moments is not just about words, it's about relationships. The bonds I built, even briefly, made me want to learn more and be better. These moments also gave me a sense of accomplishment. Each small interaction was a milestone. Every time I ordered food, asked a question, or told a joke, I felt proud of my progress. I started carrying a small notebook to jot down interesting words or phrases I heard in daily life. Later, I would look them up, practice them, and try to use them again. This habit linked my spontaneous learning to deliberate study. Sometimes, ordinary moments reminded me to be present and mindful. When I focused on the here and now, the sounds, smells, people, I absorbed language more naturally. It was less about memorizing and more about experiencing. Learning from ordinary moments transformed how I think about language. It's not just a skill to master but a living, breathing part of everyday life, full of surprises, emotions, and connections waiting to be discovered. One thing I've realized is that ordinary moments often reveal the real heartbeat of a language. It's in the jokes, the small talk, the casual greetings. Those are the pieces that textbooks rarely cover but that make conversations feel alive and authentic. Experiencing these moments helped me move beyond just knowing English to truly living it. I also noticed that these simple interactions taught me resilience. Sometimes, people didn't understand me, or I missed a word in a conversation. But instead of giving up, I learned to ask for clarification or rephrase what I wanted to say. Those small challenges made me stronger and more confident. Learning from ordinary moments made me less afraid to make mistakes. When you're in a real conversation, it's okay not to be perfect. People are more interested in understanding you than in judging every word. This shift in mindset was liberating and made me want to speak more. Another unexpected benefit was how these moments connected me to new cultures. Each conversation was a chance to hear different accents, customs, and perspectives. It made me appreciate how diverse and rich the English-speaking world really is. I also discovered that being present during these everyday interactions helped me improve my listening skills naturally. Instead of stressing about understanding every single word, I learned to catch the gist and enjoy the flow of conversation. These ordinary moments reminded me that learning a language is a lifelong journey. It's not just about exams or fluency goals, but about embracing every chance to connect, laugh, and share, no matter how small the moment may seem. Sometimes, it's the simplest interactions that have the biggest impact. Like the time I chatted with a barista who asked about my day. That quick exchange wasn't a language lesson in the traditional sense, but it boosted my confidence. It made me realize English isn't just a subject to study, it's a tool to connect with real people. I also started noticing how ordinary moments helped me pick up expressions and slang that no textbook could teach. Hearing how people say, "What's up?" instead of, "How are you?" or "That's awesome," instead of, "That's good," made my English feel more natural and alive. Another thing I learned was patience. In those daily conversations, sometimes I had to pause, think, or ask someone to repeat themselves. It was frustrating at times, but each pause was also a small victory, proof that I was trying and improving bit by bit. Learning from ordinary moments also helped me break the habit of translating everything in my head. Instead of mentally switching from my native language to English, I started to think directly in English during these interactions. That was a huge step toward fluency. Most importantly, these everyday moments reminded me that language learning isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about human connection. Every smile, every shared laugh, every question asked and answered helped me build friendships and feel part of a community. Finally, ordinary moments teach us to be patient with ourselves. Learning is not a straight line. It's a dance, sometimes forward, sometimes backward, sometimes still. And every step of that dance is important, especially the small ones. So that's my story about learning from ordinary moments. I hope it inspires you to see the beauty and power in your own daily experiences, to be curious, patient, and kind to yourself as you learn. Remember, every conversation, every little interaction, every time you listen or speak, is a chance to grow. Don't wait for big moments, learn from the ordinary ones, because that's where real change happens. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Sarah, and I can't wait to join you next time on Groovy English.
Your English is shining brighter by the minute. Hit that next video to keep leveling up your skills. Or dive into our other episodes for more secrets to talk like a pro. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to join the Groovy English crew.